Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Ricky Travels. Today's episode is going to be a little bit different than usual because 24 hours ago I actually got my second COVID vaccination, and I want to use my platform to tell you guys about the whole process that I had to go through and to tell you guys about my personal experience with the symptoms that I felt after the first and the second dose of the vaccination. But before I do, make sure that you guys subscribe to my YouTube channel if you guys haven't done it. Give this video a thumbs up and let's get started with this video.
About to leave, already packing, come with me, I'm not really asking, we'll get away to a place where we don't know.
Before I tell you guys about the process that I had to go through, let me tell you guys that the COVID vaccine that I actually took was the PFIZER one. So this whole experience that I'm about to tell you guys is with the PFIZER vaccine. Let's start with the process, guys. I actually had to make an appointment for the first and second COVID vaccination at Rady Children's Hospital here in San Diego. Going there, I didn't know what to expect. I was really nervous, but let me tell you guys that the whole experience was super easy and was really fast. I think I was there for like a good 30 to 40 minutes tops, so it was just a super easy process. I'm not sure how it is in other locations around San Diego or other locations around the country, but at Rady Children's Hospital, it was super fast. When I first got there, I was in line for about 10 minutes just so that I can go up to the table and speak to someone so that I can actually sign in and give my information. The two things that they asked me when I signed in was my social security number in a form of ID. So if you guys are gonna go take your COVID test, make sure that you guys take with you guys your social security number in a form of ID. Whether it is your driver license or your passport, make sure that you guys take one. The one thing that they do not ask when you're signing in is a proof of medical insurance. I was pretty skeptical before going there because I actually thought that I had to show a proof of my medical insurance, but they never asked for it. So if you guys don't have medical insurance, do not stress out about it because they will not ask you for it. And let me tell you guys a funny story. When I was signing in, the lady asked me for my ID, and I was so nervous that instead of giving her my ID, I actually gave her my credit card. And the lady was looking at me and I was wondering like, why is she staring at me? Like, what's going on? And then she was like, well, that's really nice of you that you're giving me your credit card, but I actually need your ID. Yeah, I felt like a total dummy. So once you sign in, you have to go to another line so that you guys can go into like the area where they're putting all the vaccinations. And let me tell you guys that it is super fast. I was probably in the second line for like 5 minutes, if or less, simply because at Rady Children's Hospital, they actually have a lot of nurses giving the shot, so it makes everything super fast. Once I got with the nurse was super nice and super helpful, and she actually gave me all the information I needed. She put the vaccination on me, and then she told me that I had to wait 15 minutes outside in the waiting area before leaving the premises, just in case I had an allergic reaction to the vaccine or if I was feeling really sick. So that being said, after you guys get vaccinated, you have to wait in the waiting area for 15 minutes. And while you're waiting, you actually have to be moving your arm around or stretching your arm where you got the vaccination because your arm starts really hurting after you get the vaccination. And that was it. That was the whole process. And now let me tell you guys about my personal experience with the symptoms and a couple of tips that you guys have to know before you guys get vaccinated. Okay, so what I'm about to tell you guys next is the most important thing out of this whole video. So if you guys are watching this whole video, this is the tip that is the most important one and the ones that you guys have to take with you guys. And always remember, when I went up to the nurse the first and second time to get my vaccination, she asked me in which arm did I want to get the vaccination, the left or the right. She then suggested that I should get the vaccination on the arm that is more dominant and the one that I use the most. So in my case, my right arm. So for the first vaccination, I actually got the shot on the right arm, and that was a huge mistake, guys. Let me tell you guys why. As soon as they put the shot in, your arm starts feeling a little bit heavy, and as the time goes by for like the next 12 to 24 hours, your arm starts really hurting and you cannot even move it. Right now, it's actually been a little bit over 24 hours of me getting my second vaccination, and I can't even lift my arm. Like, this is the most that I can lift my arm because it is in pain. Like, it hurts to do this. If I make one small movement, like my whole arm just like really hurts. So that being said, the first time that I got my vaccination, I got it on the right arm, which is the arm that I use the most. And let me tell you guys that I was struggling a lot to do anything. When I was working and using the mouse, because I work in front of the computer, like I was trying to use the mouse and I couldn't even move the mouse. Like, it was so hard for me to do this movement. I was trying to walk my puppy Shiva and I couldn't because I always hold onto the leash with my right arm and I just couldn't do it. Like, it was so hard. I was also trying to drive. And I couldn't even do this movement because my whole arm was in pain. So that being said, I quickly learned that for the second shot, which is the one that I took yesterday, I knew that I had to put it on the left arm, which is the arm that I use the less. And let me tell you guys that worked wonders. Because yes, my arm hurts a lot, but at least the arm that I use the most, I'm actually able to use it and I'm actually able to do everything that I normally do. One suggestion that the nurse gave me is that throughout the day you have to be stretching your arm and moving your arm around. That way it's least painful and that way the pain goes away faster. But I don't know, it just seems that didn't work for me. Maybe it works for some other people, but for me personally, that didn't work. That's why the second time around, 24 hours ago, I got my second vaccination on the left arm and that was perfect. So again guys, if you guys are gonna get vaccinated, make sure that you guys get the COVID vaccination on the arm that you guys use the least because your arm hurts so much. Trust me guys, it hurts a lot. The second tip that I'm gonna give you guys is that if you guys are gonna get vaccinated, I recommend that you guys do it on the weekend or on the day that you guys are gonna be off work, just in case you guys have a lot of symptoms 24 to 48 hours after your vaccination. And speaking of symptoms, let me tell you guys what were my symptoms after the first and second COVID vaccination. After the first COVID vaccination, besides my arm hurting a lot, the other symptom that I had was a bit of a sore throat and I was feeling really exhausted. This time around for the second vaccination, the symptoms that I had 24 hours after the vaccinations were a little bit different than the first time. Because this time, besides my arm hurting, I was actually feeling like I wanted to throw up. For a good 12 to 18 hours, like I really felt like puking. And not only that, but I also started feeling lightheaded and I got dizzy on a couple of occasions while I was walking Shiva or while I was just doing movements. And last night after the COVID vaccination, I was super exhausted as well. It's weird because out of nowhere, you feel extremely exhausted, extremely tired. At least that's what I felt. And besides those symptoms, those were the only symptoms that I actually had after my first and second vaccination. What about you guys? What are some of the symptoms that you guys had? So if you guys had any symptoms, make sure that you guys leave them on the comment section below because I want to know. I want to know what your symptoms were. And lastly, the last thing I'm going to tell you guys is that I recommend that you guys take a photo of the vaccination card that they give you guys, just in case you end up losing it. At least you'll have a copy of it on your phone, because it seems that for the near future they're gonna ask for that vaccination card to travel, to go into concerts, to go into stadiums, to do a lot of things. So make sure that if you guys get vaccinated, keep that card on a safe place and also take a photo of it, scan it, have a copy of it, because if you guys lose that main card, at least you guys will have a copy of it. And that's it for this video guys. This video was actually very short and it was actually completely different than what I normally do. But I really wanted to share with you guys my experiences of going through the whole COVID vaccination. And hopefully my experience was able to help you out or give you a better understanding of what to expect when you guys go and take your vaccination shot. Anyways, make sure that you guys subscribe to my YouTube channel. Give this video a thumbs up if you guys liked it. And don't remember to leave on the comment section below what were your symptoms after you guys took your vaccination shot and which vaccination did you guys take. Anyways, have a good week and stay tuned for next week's videos. See, I couldn't even do my typical goodbye of doing this because my arm hurts. See, she was over here crying too. Anyways, have a good one, guys.